I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show everyone. I got the turtle done. I got the turtle puzzle done. There it is. 470 pieces. Now, I was going to do puzzle glue and hang it up somewhere, but I'd have to put some thin cardboard underneath it. There's some pieces that are not interlocking. They're just literally sitting in the puzzle. And then I'm looking around the apartment and I'm asking myself, where would I put this giant turtle? And honestly, I'm not seeing any place really that I could say, oh, I'd like to have that turtle there. So I'm on the fence now. There's a part of me that's thinking of taking it apart, putting it in the box, giving it back to my friend who gifted it to me, because he has a brother who also does puzzles. So this puzzle can be passed along for more than one person to do. It was enjoyable. It was tricky. It was tricky, that's for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna start with a small gem art since I haven't done one for a while. So I'm just gonna do this little tiny turtle, this little 20 by 20. And we've got sun right now. We had some rain earlier. We had thunder, we had rain, like heavy rain. And it cut the humidity again for a while. I don't even have fans on out in the living room. I don't need them. Let me close the blinds. But I have a fan on in the bedroom because this is where I've been. It seems like for me, something about Sundays, Sundays seem to be my hard day. Sundays just seem to be my really, really hard day. I don't know if because the week goes by and I do my phone calls, I take care of the bills and all that stuff. And by Sunday, I'm like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's not like Sky and I did special things on a Sunday because he worked for Lowe's. So a lot of the Sundays he worked, you know. I'll put you on the tripod. I'm not going to do a microphone. It's not necessary. I just want to try to not be so much with the glare behind the window. I had my coffee already earlier. It's going on 5 o'clock. I just have ice water. I have my 15 ounces. I think this is the 4th cup that I filled today so far. I want to show you a few things. And then talk about something that I'm starting again. But we're going to make it successful this time. First things first is the card. Let's do the card. What do you do for self-care? No, that's the action. Hang on. Self-care is a priority, not a luxury. I talk about this all the time. You guys know we need to take care of ourselves, and how often do we do that? It's like we're taking care of the kids, the dog, the cat, the hubby, the parents. But stop and take care of yourself. And the action is, what do you do for self-care? Take a moment and reflect on that. And I said one of my favorite things to do is to soak my feet in warm salt water, Epsom salt and lavender water. And I do that like once a week. Just soak my feet for 10-15 minutes. Feels so good. I feel like my feet just get a little bit of love. And then I do my toenails with some, right now I'm using blue nail polish. I just ate. And I ate this, so it's repeating itself. I bought these flatbread olive oil and peppercorn or something, and they're just flat, like paper thin. And there was 8 in a pack, and I cut some hard-boiled egg, a light thing of mayo, put some lettuce on, it's a little bit of salt and pepper, and they were so awful. I can't eat them. It was like eating 2 pieces of cardboard. So They went because I know Kenny, if Kenny comes here, he should be discharged from the hospital in the next 1 to 2 days. I'll tell you a little story about that in a minute, but he's not going to eat them. He's not going to eat them. I want to share a couple things. I said the other day that I got some books from the library that are called unprocessed. They just books that people donate. They can't process them through the system because they're older books. This one was written in 2008. I said I had it in my bedroom. It's a juicy one. And so it's called Wicked Pleasure by Laura Lee. And she is a New York Times best-selling author, apparently. I just got to the juicy part a little while ago, and it's a strange storyline. I'll just let it at that. It's a strange storyline. Did I show you guys Zen Rain Rivers since I changed her outfit? Because see, sometimes I'll do a video. It's too long. I'll delete it. I'll do it again. But then I don't show the same thing. So I don't know if I showed Zen Rain in the outfit I changed her into the other day. Whoops. If I did, just totally ignore and know that I'm blonde and I'm over 60. But this is what I put her in. I know I showed her, but I don't know if I kept the video. So she's all dolled up. No pun intended. I just took my medication about 15 minutes ago. I feel like I'm getting a second wind. Today has been not my day at all. But so I'm just going to share snippets of all kinds of things in this video, because that's me, you know. This bowl, where did we get this? Pier 1. When Sky and I first got together, we went to a Pier 1. We were just like in a mall, and this store happened to be there, and I'd never been in a Pier 1. And we went in and walked around, and he found this bowl. And he fell in love with it, and he bought it. It's Home Trends. And he used it. He wanted it for his oatmeal, for his ice cream. It was just his favorite bowl, just the way it's made, it's designed, the colors. And it was up in the cabinet, and so I took it out of the cabinet and put it on the counter because I wanted to use this bowl for my cereal, for my soup, for whatever. I want to use the bowl because I'm missing my man today, big time. And it's not like any special date or, you know, it's just today is a hard missing my man day, a hard one. What else? Okay, here's what I'm attempting. Well, first off, I call it, you know how when you have to make a bunch of phone calls and you just want to get them done and over with? I had a little balance on my Discover card, so I paid it, and I just wanted to make sure that they got it and they didn't charge interest. You know, you pay what you think is all of it, and then you get this bill for like $5.45 interest. So I wanted to make sure they weren't going to get me for something like that. So I called up and just used the automated system, and it said, no, your balance is zero and you have a $17 credit, which means I overpaid by $17. Where's the tissue? Which means I can get something on my Discover for $17. And if I don't use it at some point, they'll send me a check, or I can go online and I can ask them to send me a check. But I know I'm going to need stuff. And the best place for me to go is going to be the Dollar Tree. Because in the Dollar Tree, I can get a lot of stuff. My laundry detergent, my dish detergent, toilet paper, tissues, that kind of thing. I'm going to use that $17 for those things, either at the Dollar Tree or at Walmart, because the prices are about the same. Sometimes even a little bit cheaper at Walmart. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. That's that. I made that call. And tomorrow I talk with my daughter, my oldest, in the morning, and she's helping me to work through some anxiety, which is much appreciated. And that's really the gist of it. I'm blowing in the wind because the fan is on. It's not like I didn't rub a balloon on my head or anything. It's just the fan. So here's what I'm doing. I am on Ativan, which is a benzodiazepine, and I've been on a benzo since I was 27, daily use benzo. And that's a long time because I'm almost, how old? But when you're on a benzo, like with a lot of medicines, but especially a benzo or a painkiller, you're kind of rope tied to your doctor or your psychiatrist, like you're kind of chained there. With benzos, not many doctors are prescribing benzos now. Xanax or Ativan, Valium, that kind of thing. They're going with other things, other ways. And these medicines, especially benzos, take a long time to get off of. Like you have to baby your way through a taper. You have to nurture yourself. You have to cut these pills, break them in half, break them in a quarter. Some people slice off a little bit and get the powder and weigh it on a scale, and some people drop them in water. Now, I've already gone through this process once between 2016 and 2017. I got completely off my benzo, and I was off it for 3 months, and then I needed to go on an airplane. So, because I was going to Arizona to see my girls, and there was no way I was getting on that plane by myself without mother's little helper. So I ended up right back on my benzo. So now the thing is that I am here as now a single widowed woman, completely alone, with just me and Zen Rain here. And so I'm constantly thinking about what's next for me. What's next? And I've lived my whole life in Pennsylvania, aside from 5 weeks that I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and I didn't like it. I didn't have the support system that I needed. And I also was 5 years younger, 5 years not as wise. So what I'm doing is I am going to once again try and taper down my benzo. So right now I am prescribed 4 milligrams of Ativan a day. So that's 4 1 milligram pills a day. And so they look like this. A 1 milligram Ativan looks like that. And they're scored, so you can easily break them in half. You can easily break them in quarters. And so I got my little trusty Lowe's tablet, thanks to Sky. They gave these out every so often. And I wrote down today's date, and I wrote down taper. And I actually have to put a little number 1 next to the Ativan because I took my second one. And what I'm doing today is going with 3.5 as opposed to 4. That's what my plan is. Because even though I really like my psychiatrist, she's a nice girl, and I've never abused my medication. I've never taken too much. I've never ran out ahead of time or anything like that. But I want to have the freedom to be able to not have to stay in Pennsylvania if I don't want to. Now, there are some states where there are doctors that do prescribe. I have an extensive medical record of my benzo usage, and without having any issues with my benzo usage. And I know of some people in other states that are on a benzodiazepine, so there still are doctors out there that are prescribing. But I would prefer to not be on this medicine at all. My son is texting. What is he saying? Oh, he said he hasn't heard back from me in hours. I didn't get any text from him. Anyway, I'll text him in just a few minutes. So the goal is we're going to slowly, now my lease is up the end of May. Let's see, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 10 and a half months, because I can count half of July, 10 and a half months. And that's a short period of time for the long amount of time I've been on a benzo. However, I believe in knowing how tenacious I can be. Look that word up. I can get my Ativan use down to something very reasonable. And by reasonable, I mean 1 milligram. I'll be more apt to find a doctor to prescribe 1 milligram than I would be 4 milligrams. So starting today, that's my new thing. So I'll be going over to Aaron. I'll be chewing on Aaron's ear, benzo buddies, for a while as I go through this. So what I'll do for a lengthy period of time is the dry cut. And then as things move down, I'll move over to water titration. So wish me luck, because I want the freedom to leave Pennsylvania if I choose to do that, because I don't know where my life is going to take me. I don't know if I'm going to remain in Pennsylvania the rest of my life. I don't know if some knight in shining armor is going to come riding up on his steed and he's in, like, I don't know, North Dakota, or he's in Virginia, or he's in Colorado or Delaware. But I want the freedom to be able to start over in another state if I choose to do that. I also have an invitation to go to Croatia. My disability check can go to Croatia. Croatia is a beautiful, beautiful area. And so that's, a thought back here in my head too. But I don't want to be tied to this medication. So wish me luck on that, because I'm looking at it like this right now. Financially, I'm okay enough. Sky is in a good place. And I don't have that stressor of his illness. And I mean that in a good way, not in a bad way. Like, oh, thank God he's gone. I'm not saying that at all. And now it's time to just concentrate on me. And so I feel like if I'm going to do this ever, this would be the time, because it's going to take time, a lot of time. You have to go slow as a turtle. So like I said, today has been a wicked one. I've been up since a little bit before 4 o'clock, and I'll be glad to feel a little bit tired. I want to show you a picture. Where's his photos? I have his iPad. And where's his photos? Camera, photos, photos. We talk about the turtle, Sky and the turtle stuff all the time. And I went on the pictures again today because I want to pull some of his photos over to my camera roll, and then I want to order them through Google Photos and have them sent here. So I was going through his photos. Let's see, can I find it? Can I find it? I certainly can. I'm going through his photos. This is his iPad. And what do I see he took a picture of? But April 6th, 2020. A turtle. I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I feel really lucky for the people that I have contact with. I have contact with a couple of handfuls of some really amazing ladies. And I mean that. This is not me like, oh, I'm just going to fall head over heels for all these women and say they're just, everybody's so wonderful. But they are so wonderful. And I don't have family, like as far as siblings or parents, that I can lean on and rely on. But I have all these amazing women. I wish we all lived closer, because I'd love to sit down and have coffee with any one of them. But I kept asking myself, what was the purpose of Sky's death? What was I supposed to learn? Because I think we're supposed to learn something from everything we go through. We're going to take something from it. Every single thing we go through. And I think for me, it's learning empathy and sympathy for other people who are going through this kind of a situation, any kind of grief, whether it's your pet, your sibling, your parents, your children, your spouse, you've lost your home, your job, you have a new diagnosis of a chronic terminal illness. Like my son has 3 diagnoses of chronic terminal illnesses, and it's taught me empathy, like big time, sympathy, big time. I can relate. I can absolutely feel what everyone else is feeling, the women and the men. Okay, I have 2, well, 1 now, because somebody messaged me and I messaged back. It was very generic. And then nothing. Again, it was very generic messages, but there was nothing. And this was early June. And I'm the kind of person, like, if a month goes by and there's no contact at all, this person doesn't want the contact, And so I archived that name to get the name off the list. And then he pops back up at like midnight with something, but I archived it. So I knew the name right away, and I just archived it again without responding, because that wasn't somebody who really wanted to have any kind of conversation with me, especially at midnight, So, but I have an amazing friend. He's Kenny's age, and I love talking with him. He's like my son. And another man that I talk with on pretty much a daily basis. We're trying to kind of hold each other up. The same with all my women friends. And not all my women friends that reach out to me are widows. A lot of them are people sending me support, They're like giving me ideas. They're sending me links. Or, anything that they can do to help me maneuver all this bullshit. So Sky's death taught me, 1, to be really empathetic and sympathetic when someone isn't feeling well. When someone isn't feeling well, that's the time where you really need to love on them. And 2, to really hear someone when they're going through something, to really hear, to be really present, and not to have your story overshadow their story. Well, I'm going through this, someone tells me, and I don't want it to be, well, I did this too, It's talk to me about, your person, and that kind of thing. So that's what I've learned from Sky's passing. And so today has been rough, super lonely, super, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And one of the things this morning at 4 o'clock was like, I cannot be tied to this medicine. I cannot be tied to a medicine where I have to wonder, is another doctor going to prescribe this? Like, am I going to have to go through a whole bunch of stuff, and it's going to be really hard on me, and I'm going to have a lot more anxiety? I don't want that. So I'm going to start working this down now and get it to something that I consider to be reasonable. And I know that the family doctor I'm moving over to, I know he prescribes Ativan. He would prescribe it at a low dose. And so if push would come to shove and I don't want to go to a psychiatrist anymore, I could have my family doctor prescribe the same medication. but low dose. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I'm just trying to get out of this funk. So that's what I'm doing. I'm having my water. I might make another coffee. I don't know. But I just wanted to share some of the little things that I'm doing through my day. So I've got a gem art that I'm going to work on. Tomorrow I'm going to talk to my girl. I'm going to either go on, I think I'm just going to go on the website on Toyota Financial and just make sure that they've got all their paperwork correct, because they sent me my car bill, you know, like, your payment's due, you have 8 payments left. I'm thinking, no, I don't even have the car. So sometimes you got to follow up on the follow-up. And so I'll just go on the website and I'll just check everything out. And then there's usually a chat bot that you can talk with. And so I'll do that, which will avoid that long wait on the phone. And I can also find out about my gap insurance refund check, which they owe me. I will get through this day. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5:04. 5:04. And so I'm just going to say hi, and now I'm going to say bye. We're going to hit 96 degrees here in Pennsylvania on Tuesday. 96. Which means it's going to be like 100 in my apartment. I did get my ink. I don't know if I showed that, but I got my black ink and my color ink. They're both out on top of my printer. So thank you, Mary. Tomorrow, my shampoo is supposed to arrive. But when I checked this morning on Amazon, they hadn't even shipped it yet. So if it's coming tomorrow by 10 p.m., they're going to be moving pretty fast with shipment and delivery. Like, I don't know where it's coming from, but somebody's going to be moving fast if they plan to get it here by tomorrow. I think it's going to be more a Tuesday delivery, which is fine. So everybody take care of yourselves. We're almost halfway through the month. Tomorrow, we can say we're halfway through July. Summer's flying by. Let me know if you have kids that are in school. What's it like for pricing on school supplies now? I know Walmart always had the tablets, the pencils, the pens, the markers, all that stuff. And so I'm seeing all that stuff out. I saw it last week when I was there, you know, all the center aisle, back to school. I should pick up, some composition books, maybe like 10 of them, just so that I have them here, because I'm doing a lot of note taking now that I'm on my own, like making lists of every single thing. So I think the next time I get in there, I'll grab up 10 of them just to have them here. That's it. I'm going. I'm out of here. I'm going to finish my water. I'm going to get a shower or a lavender bath, and that's going to be it for the day. I'm done. So I'll catch up with you probably tomorrow. Probably.